This evening's Bible reading is taken from Matthew chapter 26, verses 6 to 13. While Jesus was in Bethany, in the home of Simon the Leper, a woman came to him with an alabaster jar of very expensive perfume, which she poured on his head as he was reclining at the table. When the disciples saw this, they were indignant. "Why waste this?" they asked. "This perfume could have been sold at a high price and the money given to the poor." Aware of this, Jesus said to them, "Why are you bothering this woman? She has done a beautiful thing to me. The poor you will always have with you, but you will not always have me. When she poured this perfume on my body, she did it to prepare me for burial. Truly I tell you, wherever this gospel is preached throughout the world, what she has done will also be told in memory of her."
The act of the woman we read about here in Matthew was one of sacrifice. The disciples were conscious of the monetary value they felt was being wasted, and perhaps it's not so big a sin to be wary of wasting resources, but this is not what mattered to Jesus. That's not to say that Jesus wants us to be wasteful, far from it, but he wants us to shift our perspective from one that places importance on worldly values to one that sees only the heavenly value of our actions. This is not a story about who can offer the most expensive gift to Jesus. It's about who is willing to make earthly sacrifices for heavenly gain, the glory of God. Jesus tells the disciples that by pouring the perfume onto him, the woman had prepared his body for burial. Jesus was getting ready for his ultimate sacrifice, that of his death. And he needed this woman's actions to help him. We do not always know the impact our actions when we are doing God's work, but he knows, and he will recognise a true and sincere sacrifice. The scene ends with Jesus declaring that wherever the gospel is preached throughout the world, she will be remembered. We don't know how she reacted to the rebuke of the disciples or to the generous words of Jesus, but we know that what she did was key to the working of the Easter story. She was willing to make a sacrifice, and Jesus was willing to receive it. What sacrifices is Jesus asking you to make? What, if anything, is preventing you from making those sacrifices? Are your priorities of the world or of heaven? Shall we pray? Dear Lord, at the start of Holy Week, we are challenged by the sacrifice made to prepare your body for burial. We ask that you make clear to each of us what it is you want us to do for you, and to break down the barriers we place in the way of us achieving your will. We're sorry for the times when we place importance on worldly value rather than ensuring that our sacrifices are sincere, and we thank you for accepting what it is we have to offer. Help us to focus our thoughts and actions on you, particularly during this Easter time, but also in the weeks and months that lie ahead. Amen.